Are you sick and tired of watching the same main event every week on Raw? If so, vote for Vince McMahon as head of creative. Enough of that American accent, let's get into the video. We need Vince McMahon back, now. Yeah, that's right, I said it. Vince McMahon back as head of creative. Get the game out. I know what you're thinking, this guy's crazy. Come on guys, you're going to give me a second to explain. I'm going to explain to you why we need Vince McMahon back as head of creative and we need Triple H gone. As I mentioned in the intro of the video, every week on Raw for the past 3 or 4 months it's been the same main event, or practically the same. It's been Dominic Mysterio, Damian Priest and Finn Balor at the Judgment Day versus Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens and a third member, whether that be Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes. It makes no difference. I think all WWE fans are sick of these 6-man tag matches that involve the Judgment Day, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And now that the Judgment Day have won the tag team titles, hopefully they can get this rivalry over with, because it's been going on for far too long. I think we can all agree on that. Anyway, I could make a whole video talking about the current state of Monday Night Raw. All I can say on that situation is hopefully the introduction of Jey Uso can improve things over on Monday nights. But anyway, this video is not about Monday Night Raw. This is about the debate. Should WWE rehire Vince McMahon as head of creative, or should they stick with Triple H? Let's get into the debate, guys. The first thing I'm going to mention is the fact that Triple H loves, and I mean absolutely loves, these long ass heel title reigns, and I mean long. Look at Roman Reigns, 1000 plus days, Gunther 400 plus days, the Usos 600 plus days, Austin Theory 200 plus days, Rhea Ripley, very long reign already. Every single heel champion that he's had so far has had a very long reign, and I think that stems from his old reigns back in the 02, 03, 04 reign of terror era for himself. I think he just has this obsession with having heels have the longest title reigns of all time, and it's absolutely crazy. I mean, some of them I understand, like the Roman reign, and you can argue that the Gunther reign are very, very good. But when the heels just win every time and there's not much competition for them, it just gets to be like the same thing every time, and it's just boring every week. Raw, SmackDown, every pay-per-view, you just know they're not going to lose. Like Roman, you know he's not going to lose until WrestleMania now, which is so predictable. Whereas I think with Vince, he often had these long heel title reigns like he did with Triple H back in 02, 03, 04. But he did also have the long face title reigns, which we haven't seen yet under Triple H. We haven't actually seen many face champions yet, other than Seth Rollins, you could argue, but he's sort of an anti-hero anyway. He's not an ultra face, you could argue. But yeah, that's one thing I would say is a critique of Triple H's booking. Some of you may think it's a good thing, but like I say, he loves these heel title reigns. But something Triple H loves more than them heel title reigns is this long-term storytelling. Now don't get me wrong, the Bloodline storyline's been great. Now it's been ongoing for like 3+ years, but SummerSlam was kind of the turning point in my eyes. Jimmy Uso doing that to Jey, to me, did not make much sense, and now with him trying to get back in the Bloodline, well, why did he leave in the first place and super kick a Roman back at Night of Champions? Kind of feels like we're heading in the direction that the NWO storyline did back in the late 90s in WCW, where they're just trying to rerun the same storylines. Don't know if you guys agree, but this is what I worried about a year ago when they kept making Roman win and the Bloodline was continuing. Was I feared that this storyline could become a lot like the NWO, where it starts off very hot, white hot, and then it ends up fading away into something that fans don't really want to remember. I hope that doesn't happen for the Bloodline. I hope they can add something new, maybe add a new member into the Bloodline, one of the other cousins or something, I don't know. But they do need something fresh for the Bloodline storyline, and that's not the only storyline that has this Triple H long-term storytelling plan. Let's rewind back to Money in the Bank when Triple H said this about LA Knight.
Great things come to those who wait, right?
For months now, fans have been begging Triple H to put a belt on LA Knight. At Money in the Bank, they were begging for him to win that briefcase. I don't think anybody wanted to see Priest win it, but fair enough, that's the way they went. Then the United States Championship Invitational, people thought, right, that's why they didn't let him win Money in the Bank. He's winning the US title off Austin Theory. Nope, he loses that triple threat to Santos Escobar. Right, and we fast forward a bit further on SmackDown. Another United States Championship #1 contender match, this time against Austin Theory. There's no way he's losing this one. He's going to be going to pay back to face Rey Mysterio for the US title. We know it's happening this time. It's literally a guarantee. Nope, he loses by a roll-up to Austin Theory. Like, what the hell? It's been about 4 to 5 months now, I'd say, we've been begging WWE to put something on LA Knight to push him to the moon. The most over guy in WWE right now. I'm confident in saying that. He gets the biggest reactions every week on SmackDown. That pop when his music hits is incredible, Attitude Era style. But literally, like Triple H has said there, great things come to those who wait, and that's what Triple H does. He waits until the fans are literally on their knees begging for something to happen before he does it. Literally, he'll wait as long as he can. He'll extend the storyline as much as he can until like the final payoff happens. And like I say, it just depends on your personal preference. Some fans, like me, prefer the Vince McMahon way: strike when the iron's hot, and do it when the fans like him the most, or her, whichever wrestler it is. But in this case, LA Knight, like him the absolute most. He's at the peak of his popularity. Whereas Triple H's idea, and some people prefer that, is to wait and wait and wait and extend it until fans are begging. But the risk with that is he could lose his momentum and he could lose his support from the crowd if he keeps losing. But things seem to be going on the right in the right direction for LA Knight now. He's starting to win matches. He won a match on SmackDown last night, so things seem to be going better for him. We can only hope that Triple H sees sense and puts a world title on LA Knight. I'm willing to go that far. Triple H should put a world title on LA Knight. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Yeah. Most of this video I've been slandering Triple H. I've got to give him credit where it's due. Vince McMahon gave LA Knight that horrible Max Dupree gimmick, which, what a waste of LA Knight's potential. At least Triple H has had their vision to see the true potential of LA Knight, the potential that he proved that he could get the most out of in NXT and in Impact Wrestling, and he truly is a megastar. And thank you to Triple H for allowing him to showcase his talents on Friday Night SmackDown, because had Vince stayed in charge, we'd have probably not even be seeing LA Knight right now. It'd have been released probably back end of last year during the Max Dupree gimmick, because that thing was just not working. So thank you Triple H for that one. Another criticism of Triple H's booking is how he books the female roster. I think the WWE women's division was much better off when Vince McMahon was in charge. I feel like a lot of the women represented better under Vince, like Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch. I feel like and Bianca Belair for that matter as well, they were just showcased better under Vince. And since Triple H has taken over, them women's tag team titles have been an absolute embarrassment. Some of it not his fault due to the injuries and etc. But them titles seem to be changing hands every 2 weeks. They're an absolute joke. In my opinion, they should scrap the women's tag division and just make a women's mid-card title, like an IC title or US title, whatever they want to do. To me, it'd be much better, but that's a different subject. I just feel like Vince McMahon seemed to focus more on women's storylines. I can't think of any real storylines that have been involved in the women's roster in the last 6 months or since Triple H has even been in charge. I feel like making Bianca lose to Asuka just for Asuka to have that mediocre reign was a bit pointless. I feel like I should have just waited, kept Bianca as champion until Io Sky could have cashed in a Money in the Bank. It'd have been more meaningful in my opinion, rather than having Asuka win it and then lose it to Bianca and then the cash in. Didn't make much sense to me. And the women's division on Monday Night Raw is embarrassing as well. Rhea Ripley has absolutely no competition. Natalya, Raquel Rodriguez have not been built up to be serious threats to Rhea Ripley at all. The only thing for Raquel is her size. They haven't built her up in any other way. It's only Lynch on Raw that shows any real threat to be able to beat Rhea Ripley, which is a shame because the SmackDown women's roster is a lot better with the likes of Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Asuka, Io Sky, Bayley. I think they need to put some more focus on the women's Raw roster and improve some of the storylines for the women on both Raw and SmackDown. What do you guys think? Did Vince or Triple H book the women's roster better? There are countless arguments I can make about whether Triple H or Vince McMahon. There's pros and cons for either. There's good things about Triple H's booking, there's bad things about it, there's good things about Vince's, there's bad things about it. But the main point of this video was just to challenge the general consensus that Triple H's booking has completely revolutionised WWE. Although I do think Triple H's booking has brought a new a new freshness to WWE, you could say. I don't think it's been as revolutionary as people think it has been. I think Vince does need credit for what he has done in the past, although he may be a bit out of touch now. But I guess the general closing point here is, do you guys think that Triple H or Vince would be better booking WWE now, currently? Would you rather Vince McMahon got back control, or would you rather Triple H stay in control? In my opinion, it's very close. Like I said, there's pros and cons for either argument. maybe even both of them working together could be very good, which they already do to a certain extent. But like I say, guys, the whole point of this video isn't to just say that we need Vince back now, as the title may have stated, but it's just to have a genuine argument about which is better, and there's no right or wrong answer. People have different opinions, so I want you guys to let me know in the comments, if you're still here watching now, do you prefer Vince's booking or Triple H's booking, and why? And I'll respond to the comments. So which one do you prefer, guys? Remember that, Vince McMahon's booking or Triple H's booking? Comment down below, and I appreciate you all for watching this video. I'll be making more very soon. Please like, subscribe, turn on notifications, share the video if you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.